I'm going to read one of the first poem I wrote this semester and the last poem I wrote this semester. And they shouldn't need too much explanation. The events in this poem took place over the winter, though, if you're interested, I guess chronologically. The evening after I accused my mother over dinner of preventing my healthy engagement with mortality at a young age, say by not permitting Ingmar Bergman films at Philly movie night, I was in the bathroom when a Nissan Versa driving too fast through the intersection bottomed out and bounced somehow to spin off the oak tree out front at 70 miles an hour and land as though dropped from an airplane and by mistake, rear wheels first, on top of my parents' bed. My father by now was accustomed to taking his naps after work on the sofa, so the aftermath is barely my tragedy at all. It belongs to my father, for whom the accident was a fairly significant setback to his emotional health. He who all my life would be touched off more by a rattled plate or overflowing toilet than any moral issue. And to the families that lost a son, and to a neighborhood that lost a little of its hope in the illusion we keep of protection from freak accidents. And for my brother outside on the grill at the time of the collision, who for 30 seconds was sure one of us inside was dead. The next day we found a photo tucked into the tree where the bark had torn off of a man and a woman with brown skin and a small child sitting on folding chairs with a single string of red lights between them at a party. The man was slouching. Over the next few days, a shrine accumulated on a torn-up hill by the steps, candle by candle. Finally, the neighbors called the cops, who displayed more cultural sensitivity than I had reckoned. This isn't the poem to fully establish how quiet my family is or to interrogate my dad's weirdnesses about privacy. But when it happened, nobody wanted to look. We sat around out back with the dinner and waited for the detectives and comforted each other as a new reality set in, one that smelled like the highway and looked like something you'd see in a report from a foreign country, where things like this are a more common family ordeal. When it happened, we needed documentation, a part of me thought, and went up front to see. I was surprised how much they looked like regular Rhode Island guys, mustachioed and middle-aged with beer bellies, the firemen working to get the body out, and how that night a floodlight shone into our living room from the news van parked across the street, and our addresses on the news, and for days each car passing would roll by slow, and for days the friends of the guy who died would stop by wanting to talk, asking is this where it happened. And unsuited for the power tools my dad and brother were using indoors to mend the hole, I'd be outside, raking up the torn branches and safety glass fragments, and I'd walk out into the street to speak, the only one who could. And this I just wrote. This is a lot of haikus, but this is probably the closest thing I have to a Wilmington holiday poem. So all right. Endless rattling wheels, brakes and engines far off drone, whisper, murmur, see. Said, I'll remember this pine tree with Spanish moss. 2 worlds, 1 photo. Over Market Street, you deserve a new start. Ads, past the bus benches. A single dark bird gaining altitude swiftly. Narrow roads, fast cars. Whole flocks erupting from medians, highway lines, going home somewhere. Moaning machine sounds, grumbling traffic from beyond the new parking lot. Lampposts, candy stripes for a warm holiday, palms, shrubs not done blooming. Jets landing, sunset, twin contrails before the light. Skies blinding ribbons, draping everything, these heavy curtains of rain, offshore confluence. Bus station smoke break, the dregs of morning coffee, time for a few words. In between places, not sure why words come easy, engulfed in the new, fast-moving bubble, interstates, low, cool hum guides anybody's mind, always a passenger circling for an exit ramp, automated moves. Trees know time different, so do helicopters and bees and small children. Some say art is work, most creation is holy, work will set you free. This made world of parts seems meaningless and fleeting, looking over the cruise. Slow change of season, observing evidence in North Carolina, the tip of the south of the United States of North America, a breeze modulating, the ending of a warm day, moving fallen leaves. In the morning, poor souls kinder than you thought, getting on the bus, will greet you smiling. Ask anyone, they'll tell you the world is ending. Say, throw down your arms, your torment, and rejoice. Make love one more time. Or watch from behind these glimmering screens of vibrant pixels. Notice and observe. Sit and sit quietly, please, emerging to preach, of the vines coiling, birds returning to the morning, silhouettes of elms, your perspective from this sidewalk, those legs and feet hurrying onward. After we've left here, the world according to God with no names for it, metal and plastic, reabsorbed wreckage, ruins corrode, data wiped. When the aliens come, they'll have no way to play our coolest video games. No good way but faith in love for the world's people, individuals, their circuitous, snarling associations to one another. No hope for new words, horror of their ambition, sunlight on beige walls, leaves splattered yellow, students studying the trees for the last exam. This morning too warm for December by my blood, the humid bus full with tired, known faces, sounds of a kid in mom's lap, animal, songlike, as he makes faces at the man too drunk to stand who's egging him on. No external force blessed us, yet some way this is here, not just in ideas. Even when I can't confirm the reality of the world as seen, from every moment's eternal moment, Zeno's arrow frozen here, past the plastic plant, red trees off Lemon and Carr, Carolina clouds, past the aquifers, no standing forward of the yellow line, thank you. We evolved to this, billboards promising more torque and miles per gallon, all these underground cables and pipelines moving what we need to live. Basho says, arrival's impossible. I'm not the same, not there yet. Truth's impossible, destination unlikely, but always we're here, under long shadows, defending our disbelief, under long pines. Thank you. And then I'm going to quick read. I just found out that this got nominated for the intro award, so I figured I might as well share it with everyone. This is a sonnet. It is a sonnet that's called Morning because that's the first word of the line because I needed 2 extra syllables. Morning, you're holding halved in your cupped hands this late autumn tomato, golden fruit opened out to sea. Inside's the minute universe of color, translucent strands glistening against rich reds, rigid bands of radial walls and membranes from mute into oblivion of cells, all roots entwining. And still from there it expands outward. Truth, it could be nothing lingers. Maybe all of sight's just light particles, words just hints at any true article. But whatever, I can trace the figures by fingertip, make my tongue workable and taste, mouth the textures as a singer. Thank you.